In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a few variations of a 3D penned ladybug. The goal is for this to be another step-by-step tutorial for 3D pen users. I was really surprised at how quick and easy it was to make a great looking ladybug. In addition, I'm trying out a new pen, the 3Doodler Create Plus, which was sent to me by the folks at 3Doodler. There'll be a time lapse of me making each of these while also narrating so that I can highlight the important tips and tricks. I've put a link to the stencils that I used in the video description, so you can print them out and follow along if you like. If you're new to my channel, I also have general 3D pen tutorials which talk about overall basic 3D pen techniques, so you may want to watch some of those before trying these models. If you want to have a look at those, click here. Let's now talk about the supplies you'll need before getting started. For these fun, simple models, you'll need the following: a variety of different filament colors. I was surprised at how many cool color combinations occur in ladybugs, so definitely try out some different ones. Also, remember, if you're using a 3Doodler pen, you need to use their proprietary filament. I don't typically use ABS in my models, but this was all I had to use, so I went with it. You'll need these cheap styrofoam balls to help shape the ladybug wings. You'll need some wax paper, a small tea light candle, some super glue, some Tac Adhesive Putty, a black permanent marker, a tiny bit of white paint, a small mirror, some flush cutters, and finally the stencils that I mentioned before. Links to some of these specialized supplies and tools are in the video description. Let's now get started making some ladybugs. As I've mentioned in my other videos, I put wax paper over my stencils so the models don't stick to the paper. I start by outlining the main body of the ladybug. Then I build up layer by layer to give it some thickness. As I add each new layer, I move the edges in just a little bit so I can easily give the body a rounded shape. As I add the final layers to the main body, I notice from pictures that the texture went the other way, so I'm copying that here. Here you can see an example of me using a handheld fan to cool down the current layer before I add anything on top. After the main body is done, I use my flush cutters to trim off any strings or bulges. And now I'm adding the head of the ladybug. I also want to mention that you shouldn't be afraid to use your flush cutters to get the exact shape you want, as I do here. Now we need to change from black to red filament, and I wanted to show what that process looked like. It can take quite a while for the leftover black filament to be fully purged out. To get the wings to be as smooth as possible, I made them on a mirror, and here you can see me sketching out the profile that I'm going to pen over. I had a lot of trouble with the ABS sticking to the mirror, so I ended up adding a little bit of hairspray to help it stick better. And with the ABS not sticking, I end up using a lot more anchor points than I usually do. I made what I'm penning bigger than the sketched profile because I know I'm going to end up trimming some of it away with my flush cutters. I also made a ladybug using PLA, and the process of using a mirror with that was much easier. And here I'm just repeating the process because I intend to have both wings be open and in different positions. Note that it's important to go slow here and make sure that the wings are fully filled in. As I mentioned earlier, I didn't agonize too much about the outer shape of the wings as I was making them on the mirror, because I knew I was going to come back and trim them up with my flush cutters. I've often found with 3D penning that if you want to make an exact shape or copy another shape, it's best to use this trimming method to do it. And here are the final wings before we add any details. Another trick that I've used frequently for adding fine details is to not use a 3D pen. You could of course add these spots using a 3D pen, but I think they come out way better using this method. To get the curved shape of the wings, I used a styrofoam ball held in place by some Tac Adhesive Putty. Then I used a small tea light candle to heat up the flat wings. Once they're heated up, they become pliable and formable, and then I can use the styrofoam ball to get the shape that I want. You can of course try to do the bending by hand, but by using the styrofoam ball, we get the same curve for each wing.
For adding the wings to the main body, I again use some Tac Adhesive Putty to make the process much easier. I then use just a little bit of filament to get both wings in the right position. Once I have both wings in the position that I want, I add more filament in the back to strengthen the overall connection. Now it's time to make the legs. And here you can see that I don't always get it the first time either, so don't be afraid to keep trying again and again. I'm also making the legs a lot longer than they need to be, knowing that I'm going to trim them to size later. You should also note that I didn't try to draw the legs onto the body in free space, because I found that method to be very hit or miss, which is why I tend to do it the way I show here. So after the legs are cut to size, and I just use a tiny bit of super glue to apply them to the main body. And I follow the same process for the antennas. Once the super glue dries, it will leave a little bit of a white spot, so don't use too much in areas that are visible. And for the final touches on the Ladybug, I use some white acrylic paint to add in these small details on the head. Here's the finished red and black Ladybug. Next, I'm going to show you the yellow and black Ladybug, but from a different angle. My time-lapse and editing cuts through this are going to be much quicker because the process is very similar. However, I think the different angle helps to highlight some of the techniques that I use to make this. One difference between the two Ladybugs is that the head is a different color. So here you can see I'm adding the yellow head to the black body for this Ladybug. Here you can see ABS not adhering to the mirror again, and I really recommend using PLA instead because that worked a whole lot better. I usually lay out any detailing that I'm going to be doing with a permanent marker with a pencil beforehand because you can always erase any mistakes you make. I had never seen a yellow and black Ladybug with this pattern before, and I thought it was pretty cool. And here's the forming of the wings from a different angle. Just be really careful not to hold the wings over the flame for too long because they will melt or get burned. And then some super glue attaches them to the main body, as well as the legs and antennas. I then head back in with a black permanent marker and add some details to the head, as well as touching up the main body. And here's a close-up of our yellow and black Ladybug. And here are the two final products side by side. I hope your Ladybugs came out just as well.
I hope you found this tutorial useful and you've been able to make your own Ladybug by following along. If you like the step-by-step format of this video, then you may like some of my other tutorial videos, which show how to make some of these beginner-level objects. Check that video out here. Or, if you want to improve your general 3D pen skills, check out this playlist that contains my basic and advanced 3D pen tutorials. Finally, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more 3D pen videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.